In the last live session, I explained these topics till creating virtual environment. I explained using this website. I explained all the topics. These all are completed. Next, what I'll going to explain Python classes, Python oops concepts in Python. So here next topic Python oops. What is oops? OOPS stand for Object Oriented Programming. Python is an object-oriented language allowing you to structure your code using classes and objects for better organization and reusability. Basic meaning of OOPS and advantages of OOPS. Let's check the advantages of OOPS. What is the advantages? Provide a clean structure to program. Makes code easier to maintain, reuse and debug. This is the use and helps keep your code dry. Don't repeat yourself. Here there's a tip. The dry principle means you should avoid writing the same code more than once. Move repeated code into functions or classes and reuse it. It means one time you can write the code, same code can be repeat, we can able to use that code. No need to write same code again. And there is another, allow you to build reusable applications with less code. These all are the advantages of OOPS. What are classes and object? Classes and object are the two core concepts in object-oriented programming. A class defines what an object should look like, and an object is created based on that class. For example, class name is fruit. Here object apple, banana, mango. Car is a class name and here object. These all are the objects. And when you create an object from a class, it inherits all the variables and functions defined inside that class. So let's start the Python classes and objects. Here we can understand the code. Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is like an object constructor or blueprint for creating object. This is the basic meaning of class. Create class. How we can able to create a class? This is the keyword. To create a class, use the keyword class. This is very important. When we saw there is a many code and we can see class keyword, then we can consider it is class object. Create a class name my class with the property name x. This is the class. So I am opening online compiler. Right now this is the keyword and this is a class name. This is a variable. This is the one block of code. Here how they are explained. It's just printed. Okay, create object. Now we can use the class named myClass to create object. How to create object? This is the way to create object. Here we created class and right now this is the object.x, which inside class we declared variable x equal to pi. How we can access that? Object name is p1 dot x. Like this we can able to print the value. Next, delete objects. You can delete object by using the del keyword. How we can delete object? By using del keyword. Like this we can delete the object. Here if I adding this line here, line number 5, Python what will do, checking code line by line. This is a interpreter programming language. So right now printed below line and deleted here. Object is going to delete here and I am going to printing here. It will give error because I already deleted in the line 5. So here you can see name p1 is not dependent because I deleted the object. If I comment this, it will work. Multiple objects. You can create multiple objects from the same class. Like this we can able to create a multiple objects, giving the different name of the object to create a multiple object. P1 is one object, P2 is another, P3 is another. Like this we can able to create multiple object with the same class. And then the pass statement. Class definitions cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the pass statement to avoid getting an error. It means you don't have any idea or logic to write a code on that time. Instead of leaving empty space, you need to add pass, then it will not giving any error when running this class object. Next, Python init method. All classes have a built-in method called init, which is always executed when the class is being initiated. The init method is used to assign values to object properties or to perform operations that are necessary when the object is being created. Create a class named person. Use the init method to assign values for the name and age. Here the code is example. When we creating any class, we need to declare init method. These all are the class properties. This variable we are considering as a class properties. Right now what here done, this is a class name person, and here you need to initialize the properties, which is name and age. These two are the arguments. Like this we need to declare here. If we need like if we want any method here, like function, what we can do, how to access that method, I'll show you. Dep is the function keyword. Here we need to pass self and print self dot name. Like this we can able to take the reference variable. Whatever we declared here, we can directly self using self we can access the variable. For that this is a very important self method. Right now I am running this code. Here p1 is a object, person is a class name, and here these two variable, name and age. Name is this one and age is 36, and p1 is a object, p1 dot name, p1 dot age. Like this we can access the name and age here. Also if you want print this one, what you can do, p1 dot fun. This is a function I'm going to call here. Then what will happen, it will print name because I printed here name, self dot name. Next, why use init? Without the init method, you would need to set properties manually for each object. Using init makes it easier to create object with init values. What happen here is, if we not declare any variable, if we declaring variable inside the function, there is a many functions inside the same class, then will be the problem to a little bit looking not good, which we are writing class and passing variable like this, it will be not look good. If we using init method, if we declared here, then we can directly using self. It will be the easy method that we can refer the variable. With init, you can set initial values when creating the object. Default values in init. You can also set default values for parameters in the init. What is default? Here like this. This is the example. Default value means age equal to 18. Directly we can able to assign a value when we creating the class object. Direct, if we declare like this, we no need to add here, like here p1 only given name, age is already there. So here you can see p1 object printing name and age, which is 18. Default value is 18. Here passing age is 25, and second object p2 dot name, p2 dot age. Right now here printing 25. Next, multiple parameters. Create a person class with multiple parameters. This is the example. These all are the multiple parameters, and 1 2 3 4. This is the class name, and here passing the arguments, 4 arguments: name, age, city, country. and here accessing all the name, age, city and country. P1 dot name, P1 dot age, P1 dot city, P1 dot country. Then next, Python self parameter. The self parameter. The self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class. It is used to access properties and methods that belong to the class. I just explained about this. Same thing here, definition. Use self to access class properties. I'm copying this example. Here, these are the properties, name and age. Here, declared with a init method. So I can directly use in this method. This is called method or function. Okay, I'm creating here greet function, and here I'm not passing any argument. Basically, functions we need to pass the argument. I hope this how to create function and all you people know that. In the class, what happened here, we already declared it can using self method we can directly print inside our function like self dot name, self dot age. I'm going to print this. So here you can see self dot name, self dot age. Here I'm going to remove this. And 25 is not displaying right now because I removed. And this is the p1 is an object, which is this is a class name and this is a parameters, name and age. P1 dot greet is a method I'm calling here. If we write here return, one second, what I can do, when we using return keyword, then we need to use print, then only going to print that, otherwise it will not print, it will print nothing. Why use self? Without self, Python would not know which object properties you want to access. The self parameter links the method to the specific object. What I just explained, same thing is here. Self parameter links the method to the specific object, like which object I am going to access inside method, that will here showing. Self does not have to be named self. It does not have to be named self. You can call it whatever you like, but it has to be the first parameter of any method in the class. Use the word my object and abc instead of self. Here instead of self, here using the name my object. Here passing ABC. Instead of self using ABC here. Like this also we can able to access the data of the class. Accessing properties with self. What I just done, same thing is here, how we can access the data of the class. These are the arguments, brand, model and year. This is called as a properties in class. Right now class name is car, and this is the method display information. Here used self to refer the variables properties inside our method. You can write anything here. You can create multiple function. There is no problem. Calling methods with self. Call one method from another method using self. Here class name is person, and this is the constructor which is initiated the parameter name, and this is the method greet, and another method is welcome. Here message equal to self.greet, which is this one, calling inside the another function. In the same class we are calling that. Here only one class is present, and printed message plus welcome to our website. So p1 is the object. Right now p1 dot welcome. When I'm printing this welcome, what will happen? It will print message. Here hello name. What is the name is here, what we given here, this is the name hello, and welcome to our website. Whatever printed here, same thing printing in the output. Then next, Python class properties. Properties are variables that belong to class. They store data for each object created from the class. These are the properties. And access properties. You can access object properties using dot notation. Dot notation means same thing, so I'm going to print this example. Like this we can able to access these properties. Property name is brand and model, and here printed this the object dot brand object dot model. So output will be this one. This is the argument which I passed here. Modify properties. Change the age property. Okay, this is the example I am taking. How we can change the property. This is the class name is person, and this is the constructor with the name and age, and this is the object. Here I am passing name and age, and p1 dot age which is 25, and changing p1 dot age equal to 26. Like this we can able to change the property value. Right now 25 and 26 here got changed a new value with the age. And delete properties. How we can delete properties? Here example, I'm copying this. Right now this is a class and this is a constructor and properties, and this is the object. Here deleted the object p1 dot age got deleted here. When print p1 dot name, it will going to print, but what happen is this property is already deleted using del keyword, so it will give the error. Person object has no attribute age. Class properties versus object properties. Properties defined inside in it belong to each object. Instance properties. Properties defined outside methods belong to the class itself, class properties, and are shared by all objects. Class properties versus instance properties. I'm copying this example, and this is a class property. Species is a class property, and this is a instance property. P1 is an object, P2 is the second object. P1 dot name, then it should print this one. P1 dot name email, okay. P2 dot name, this one, and P1 dot species, both are same, P2 dot species, okay. This is a class object, we can access like this. Modifying class properties. Last name is empty. This is a class property, and this is an instance property. P1 dot last name, P2 dot last name. Here got changed last name. Starting it was empty. Here pass it this property and printed. If I comment this, will print nothing because here empty string. Add new properties. You can add new properties to existing object. This is the class person, and this is the constructor which I declared name, and new property added p1 dot age equal to 25, p1 dot city. These two properties, new property which is not declared here already. So like this we can able to access those property also which we added outside the class. Next, Python class method. Methods are functions that belong to a class. They define the behavior of objects created from the class. Create a method in a class. How to create method in a class? This is the method. Like this we can able to create many methods inside single class. Methods with parameters. This is the example methods with parameters. Here class name calculator. This is the method, add method, and another is multiply. Like this also we can able to pass the variables, arguments inside the method. Here this is the object calci and printed calci dot add pi 3. Pi plus 3, how much it is? 8. And multiply of 4 into 7, 8 and 28. Like this we can able to create a class in Python. Methods accessing properties. Same example. This is the properties which is initiated using init function, init method, and here using self we are taken reference as a self, and here printing the property inside get info method. Like this we can able to print the properties. And here p1 is an object and p1 dot get info, which is method is called here. Here what I written that will be printed in the output. Here passed age is 28 and name is this one. Methods modifying properties. Also you can try it in your mobile or laptop. You directly go to your Chrome browser and search this one, school.com. then you will get one site. Maybe this is wrong. Okay, this one. This is a site you can directly get in your Chrome browser, and you just click Python, then you will get this all topics, and you can try it from there also. Like this, here there is an option try it yourself. You can try and check it here, output directly in your mobile or laptop, whatever you using right now. The string method. The string method is a special method that controls what is returned when the object is printed. Without the string method, okay, that is special method that controls what is returned when the object is printed. With the string method, Here without string method it will be printed output like this, and with string method right now it is printing like this. Here user string method, self dot name, these are the properties, and this is the age. We can modify code anything, like here given tuple, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. If I remove it will be the, there is no problem, I think so. You can see here output. Create multiple methods in a single class. How to create multiple methods in single class? This is the example. Here you can see this is the class and this is the init method, and there is a many methods inside same class. These three are the different methods, 1 2 3. Right now how we can access these methods? This is the object, this is the class name, and this is the name which is passed inside init, this one. And object dot function name, which method we want to access, like this we need to able to access. And I'm going to run this, will print all the things whatever is written code inside our function. This whole thing here printed in the output. Delete method, so I just explained about this how it is working. Also once again I'll do that. Control A, Control V. Right now class name is person, and this is the method which only text is present, printed only hello. Okay, and right now object is p1, and here got deleted the method, and line 10 I deleted, and I am going to access same method in the line 12. What will happen? It will give the error because this method is already got deleted in the line 10. Person object has no attribute greet because here got deleted. If I comment this it will work, it will print hello. And next there is a oops, what we say, pillars of oops, something telling that there is a main features, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and data abstraction. 4 pillar of oops concept. Python inheritance. What is the Python inheritance? We can learn here. Inheritance allows us to define a class that inherits all the methods and properties from another class. Parent class is the class being inherited from, also called base class. Okay. Child class is the class that inherits from another class, also called derived class. Create a parent class. Any class can be a parent class, so the syntax is the same as creating any other class. Okay, so I'm copying this. One second. Create a class named person, first name, last name, properties. Okay, this is not for the, not example for the instance inheritance. Create a child class. Okay, here created another class. Right now you can see this is the parent class, which is base class. Okay, you have doubt. Okay, what is the doubt? Okay, you comment me. I'll tell you what is the. If you have any doubt, we'll explain you. Right now, this is the base class and parent class, and this is the second class. Here you can see there is a two classes. Here what happen is person is a parent and base class, which is inherited student inside person, which is student is a child class right now. Here person is a parent class. Child inherit the properties of parent. I hope this is understand. How we can access that, I'll show you. Right now what will happen, whatever here printed it is giving the output. What I'll do, here I'm creating one new object, giving name y, okay, and student. Y dot print name. What will happen here, set word missing argument. We need to pass here two comments. We'll check. Okay, like this also we can able to access the properties. Here inherited, this is a child class, this is a parent class. Child class inherit the all properties of parent class. Parent class is person. Here you can see I created the child class object and print name which is belong to parent. I accessed here, you can see, and I am just commenting this code, and it will print only this method. I hope you got the inheritance. What is inheritance? Child class inherit the properties of parent. That's it. Now the student class has the same properties and methods as the person class. Okay, what will happen here? This is already done. Add the init function. So far we have created a child class that inherits the properties and methods from its parent. Okay, we want to add the init function to child class instead of the pass keyword. Okay, person dot, to keep the inheritance of the parents, init function add a call to the parents. Init function. Now we have successfully added. Okay, I'll check this. This is a parent class and this is the child class. Here declaring the properties f name and l name. Person dot, this is the parent class. Here also called and declared the same properties. function. Now we have successfully added the init function and kept the inheritance of the parent class, and we are ready to add functionality in the init function. Use the super function. Okay. Python also has a super function that will make the child class inherit all the methods and properties from its parent. Also we can able to access the properties of parent class inside child class using super keyword. Like this we can able to access the properties. These are all thing. First we need to enter super, and using init method we can able to access these properties inside child class. This is the child class right now. This is a parent class and base class, and here inherited all the parent class properties inside child. Add a property called graduation year to the student class. Here added inside the student class. Then what here done? Here just accessed that property, just graduation year, and here got the output. That's it. Add a year parameter and pass the correct year when creating object. Add methods. Example, add a method called welcome to the student class. This is the parent class, and inside student class we have added method welcome, and x is the student class object, and here I'm calling the method welcome. Right now you can see the output which is written inside a welcome method. Next, Python polymorphism. The word polymorphism means many forms, and in programming it refers to methods, functions, operators with the same name that can be executed on many objects or classes. Function polymorphism. Example of a Python function that can be used on different objects is the len function. For strings, len returns the number of characters. We know that it will return the number of characters. This is the class polymorphism example. I'm copying this code. Here we can see class name is car, and this is the constructor which is init method, and here added properties brand and model, and here using method is move, and this is the second class. Here also same thing we are declared inside init method, and function name is still same, both are same, you can see here. And third class also same thing, and method name is also same here. um, Basic meaning is polymorphism, same method name but it behaves differently, like it will give the output different. Function name is same. Right now what we'll do, car1 is the one object which is a first class. Second class boat1, this is the second class, and passing the properties variables. And third one, plane one, is the third object, and this is the values I'm going to pass. And here iterating, just I'm using here for loop for x in inside tuple. I'm declaring this all three object. Right now this what will happen, x dot move, it will directly understand that which method need to print. I'm going to run this, it will print different, but I called only one time and it printed different values because this is a polymorphism. Inheritance class polymorphism. Next example, inheritance class polymorphism. I'm copying this code. We already know that what is inheritance. So here you can see first class, which is parent class vehicle, and this is the inherited class car, which is inherited vehicle, and this is the new class boat, and this also inherited the class vehicle, this also same thing. Using inheritance we can access the data like this. Here you can see the output, x dot brand, x dot model. Python encapsulation. Encapsulation is about protecting data inside a class. This is the definition of the encapsulation. It means keeping data, properties, and methods together in a class while controlling how the data can be accessed from outside the class. This prevents accidental changes to your data and hides the internal details of how your class works. Private properties. In Python, you can make properties private by using double underscore. This is the very important encapsulation. If we declare variable like this, it will be considered as a private property. I'm copying this example. Here you can see this is the private variable, this is the public variable. So right now I'm going to run this code. What will happen? This will give error because this is the private variable, right? For that it is giving error. We unable to access that directly. We cannot access this directly outside the class. Get private property value. To access a private property, you can create a getter method. How we can access that private property here explained. So I'm copying this code. Age is the private property, and inside method we used here self dot this property age, and I'm calling the method get age. P1 is the object and calling this method. Right now what will happen? It will print 25, which is written inside method. We can able to access property like this. If we write outside, it will not work. You can see p1 dot self dot is in the last example what they used. Okay, it will not work because this is a private. Next, set private property value. Here how we can set property value, we can see here self dot property name and equal to age. Here passing the variable which is this one 26. P1 is the object dot set age 26 and printed here. I'm going to run this code. Here you can see the output 26. Age must be positive. Why use encapsulation? Encapsulation provides several benefits. Data protection prevents accidental modification of data. Validation, you can validate data before setting it. And flexibility, internal implementation can change without affecting external code. Control, you have full control over how data is accessed and modified. Use encapsulation to protect and validate data. This is the example. This is the class name, this is a init method, and this is the set grade method. If 0 less than equal to grade less than equal to 100, then it will add the property value, else it will going to print grade must be between 0 and 100. Okay, then this is for printing the value. Get status, this is for checking status. Right now here passed value 85. Okay, it is below 100. 85 passed. Instead of that I will add 101. What will happen? Grade must be between 0 and 100. grade is 0, failed. Protected properties. Python also has a convention for protected properties using a single underscore. Create a protected property. We already know the private property. This is called protected property. Like we declared only single underscore. This is the protected property, and we can access these values. Private method. Also there is a private method example. Here class name is calculator, and this is the private method. Used here double underscore, which will be considered as a private method. If not instance num int float. This is the logic be inside the private method, and this is the another method add. Okay. Add 10 plus pi. Validate of pi. This would give error. Private method we cannot access outside the class. We know that it will give error. Only we can able to use like this inside a class. In the same class we can able to access the private method. Name mangling. Name mangling is how Python implements private properties and methods. When you use double underscore, Python automatically renames it internally by adding underscore class name in front. See how Python mangles the name. This is how Python mangles. This is called Python mangling. Python inner class. An inner class is a class defined inside another class. The inner class can access the properties and methods of the outer class. Inner classes are useful for grouping classes that are only used in one place, making your code more organized. This is the inner class example. One class inside another class. Here this is the outer class, and inside there is another class, inner class. And this is the method. Here I am calling creating object for outer class, outer dot name. It will going to print this one, outer class, and there is any other option accessing inner class from the outside. This is the outer class object, and here outer dot inner. This is the new object inner and inner dot display. This is the method accessed here like this. I'm running this code, it will going to print this output, hello from inner class. Like this we can able to use inner class, like one class inside another class. Accessing outer class from inner class. Outer class and inner class. This is the method, and here outer class object outer dot inner of outer, inner dot display, outer class name email. Okay, pass the outer class instance to the inner class. This is the example. And practical example, use an inner class to represent a car's engine. There's a first class is car and inner class is engine. Start, stop, and there is another method, drive. Here this is the example for inner classes are useful for creating helper classes that are only used within the context of the outer class. Use an inner class to represent a car's engine. Start the engine first. If self.engine.status equal to running. Start the engine first. Engine started driving the Toyota Corolla. If you want to more thing about method and this functionality, you can check it one by one. Just commenting method and try it one by one, and you can check it if you want to learn this, because there is too much code here. Multiple inner classes. A class can have multiple inner classes. Not process. Okay. Multiple inner class example. This is the main class object, and here how we can access that object dot cpu, which one, this one, dot process, this is the method here I am calling, and second object this one, and second class ram dot store. We need to write lowercase. If we declare uppercase, also we need to write lowercase. This also I think very important. Processing data, storing data. This is the printed statements. I think these oops concepts are here completed. There's another thing. Inner tense, there is a different types. We can check it here from ChatGPT. Explain inheritance different types with the code. ChatGPT will generating the code and example for that. Right now here we can see inheritance in object oriented programming. Inheritance is a core object oriented programming concept where a child class subclass acquires properties and methods of a parent class superclass. Okay, it helps with code reuse, maintainability and logical hierarchy. Basic idea: parent class common behavior, child class specialized behavior, relationship is a okay, car is a vehicle. Example: types of inheritance with Python code. Base class, derived class, only one class derived from one base class. Superclass, class A, superclass, class B, subclass, class C. I think this is not needed here. Single inheritance, one parent, one child. This is the single inheritance example. This is the parent class, only one class, and this is the second class, which is child class. Child class which is inherited here. This is the single inheritance, and accessed methods like this. This the T is the object, and here called both methods, bark and speak. I'm going to run. This is the example for single inheritance. Okay. Simple parent-child relationship, most commonly used. Okay. Multiple inheritance, one child, two parents. Multiple inheritance example. Here you can see father parent class, second mother parent class, and this is the child class. Here inherited both the class, father and mother. You can see here inside class. Here inside method, here written skills like this. Print coding. Okay, child is the this is the object for child class and c dot skills, so it will print everything: gardening, cooking, coding, because here written these two lines, for that it is printing these two also. Multiple inheritance means one child class inherit two classes or many classes. Then can use method resolution order complexity OMRO. This is also very important, method resolution order. In the interview they are asking what is method resolution order. Finding method inside multiple inheritance, it is called MRO, method resolution order. Multi-level inheritance. What is multi-level inheritance? This is the example, grandparent, parent, child. Okay. Multi-level inheritance. This is the first class vehicle and this is the method, and second class car, third class electric car. Multi-level inheritance means car inherited vehicle and electric car which inherited this class. This is the multi-level inheritance. And I'm going to run this to print the output. And hierarchical inheritance example, there is a three classes. Here you can see same class inherited in the both remaining two classes. You can see here, this is the hierarchical inheritance. And next, promote polymorphism. Okay, hybrid inheritance, combination of multiple inheritance type. This is the example for hybrid inheritance. Here class name engine and method vehicle, second class combination of two class inheritance, it is the hybrid inheritance example. Single child class inherit two classes. Summary table. Type, structure and example here. Single, why inheritance is important. Code reusability, logic structure, easier maintenance, enables polymorphism. If you want, I can also explain super inheritance. Also we can check this also. What is super inheritance? Without super, you must hard code the parent class name. Break easily if the class hierarchy changes. Does not work well with multiple inheritance. With super, cleaner and maintainable. Support method resolution order. Recommended best practice. Okay. Super in single inheritance. Without super, hard coded. With super, super in single inheritance. Without super, this the hard coded. We are directly calling this class inside here. This is the hard coded, and with super we inherited the class here in the starting point of child class, and here use it keyword super and use it here. So I am running this code and let's check this once. Here you can see the output. Super in method overriding. Method overriding. Call parent method. Okay. Here same methods are written. Vehicle started. Car started. Parent logic is reused, not lost. Super in multi-level inheritance. We know the multi-level inheritance. Already we know that, like A class, class A inherited B class, and C class inherited B class. This is the multi-level inheritance. Here we use it super. This method exceed here using super keyword, and inside this also same thing, we use super keyword and exceed this method. A class, B class, C class. Super follows MRO, method resolution order. Super in multiple inheritance important. We know the multiple inheritance. Same class name inherited different classes, and here D class which inherit these two classes B and C. A C B D. Here the method resolution order, how methods are executing here we can check out like this. When I attended interview, this question was asked me, what is MRO in Python? And there is another question, what are the closure functions in Python? If anyone want to create a backend project, you can comment there, I'll show you. Right now this class part is completed, oops concept in Python. So if anyone want to start Django or Flask, you can comment there, I'll show you how you can able to create a project, which is the backend API, that all thing how you can start. If you learn this Python, already you learned Python, then you can start backend that you can able to implement web application or anything, AI technology, many things. Also, if anyone want to learn that turtle graphic design, you can check in ChatGPT. You can just search turtle graphics design, provide turtle graphics design code, then it will give the code. You can use daily if you creating shorts like that. If you have any doubt, you can ask here in the comment section. We can start with the problem. What is your problem? That then tomorrow we'll start Django tutorial. How to create project in Python. We will check that tomorrow, which is backend technology.